What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And many various English newspapers are claiming that Liverpool are looking to sign Mohamed Kudus, the West Ham star who can play as a striker on the left wing, on the right wing. And Michael Edwards wanted Mohamed Kudus to sign for Liverpool even when he was tearing it up for Ajax, but in the end Liverpool went with Cody Gakpo, and so far it looks like Liverpool made a good decision with signing Cody Gakpo, because I think since Cody Gakpo has played in his favorite position, he has been quite good for Liverpool. But Mohamed Kudus could be a game changer for Liverpool, and Liverpool looking for a winger might indicate that we might get rid of one of our attackers. We have 5 attackers at the moment, but Jota is injury prone, Darwin Núñez and Mo Salah have missed loads of chances in the last 9 games. So Liverpool are right to make a transfer in the forward line. The big question is, will we keep all of our 5 attackers and sign Kudus on top of them, or will we sell Luis Diaz or Mo Salah or Darwin Núñez? Even though I think all 3 of them deserve a new season, and I think Jota and Gakpo definitely should stay at Liverpool. And the West Ham owner claims that Kudus joined West Ham instead of signing for Brighton because David Sullivan and West Ham agreed to insert a release clause into his contract, because Kudus would cost Liverpool around £100 million if he didn't have a release clause, because West Ham would absolutely ask for crazy money. Kudus has 17 goals and 6 assists this season in 45 games, but some of those came while playing for Ajax. He scored a hat-trick in the Europa League qualifiers, basically firing Ajax into the Europa League. And then Ajax lost by 2 goals in the second leg, but those 3 Kudus goals were enough for Ajax to go to the Europa League group stages. So basically 4 goals came from Ajax, but the rest came for West Ham. Kudus has 7 goals and 5 assists in 30 games. In his first Premier League season, it's not like an incredible season, but it's a pretty decent season from Kudus, and he's at the perfect age, 23 years old, so he's just about to enter his prime. And he is primarily left-footed, but he can play in multiple positions as a centre forward, as a right winger, even as an attacking midfielder. That's what I love about Kudus, that basically in the front 4 in Arne Slot's new formation, the 4-2-3-1, Mohamed Kudus can play in any positions. And Mohamed Kudus is really good in terms of one-on-one duels. He has pace, trickery, dribbling skills. I always love and enjoy watching him and the players like him who take people on, who play with a bit of flair, a bit of like freedom, a bit of inventiveness and skill, dribbling, pace. I love those kind of wingers. And according to some journalists, signing a winger for Liverpool became a priority ahead of the summer transfer window. And now that Arne Slot is going to become a new Liverpool manager, and we have Michael Edwards in place, Richard Hughes, the new sporting director, Liverpool can go after new transfer targets. So Kudus has 2 shots per game, 3.5 dribbles per game, which I absolutely love. Compare that to Mo Salah, who has 0.9 triples per game. And yeah, Salah is of course having a much better season. He has 17 goals and 9 assists in the Premier League, which is amazing considering that in the past 9 or 10 games Salah has been very quiet, only scoring penalties. He still has an amazing season. And David Ornstein has revealed that Mohamed Kudus, if the right offer comes in, and that is his release clause, which he has a release clause, it was confirmed by David Ornstein, who is a very reliable journalist, then West Ham will have to let him go. And you know how it is in football, Liverpool will find out what that release clause is, because Mohamed Kudus knows, his entourage, his agent, his representatives know, and Liverpool will talk to them to find out what the release clause is. David Ornstein said if Kudus and Lucas Paqueta have their hearts set on a transfer this summer away from West Ham, and the suitable offers arrive, then you suspect some movement, some transfers will take place. I'm not saying it will, but we know that Lucas Paqueta is still wanted by Man City. And in terms of Kudus, there is a release clause too. He's newer to the club. He has done fantastically well so far. I suspect he would be looking to stay maybe for a bit longer. We don't know. There's always interest in him. Multiple clubs showed that before he ended up joining West Ham. So yeah, I think we reported on the likes of Arsenal, Brighton, Manchester United, Chelsea and Liverpool. Michael Edwards was a big fan of Mohamed Kudus, and then Michael Edwards left the club, and that's one of the reasons why we didn't sign Kudus, which I think maybe Michael Edwards thinks that was a mistake by Liverpool, because Cody Gakpo hasn't done as well as many people hoped he would. But I still think Cody Gakpo had a decent season. It was disrupted by Jurgen Klopp putting him into midfield when we had a lot of injuries, and even Jurgen Klopp admitted that that knocked back Gakpo's confidence. So now Michael Edwards will maybe put things right and bring Kudus to Liverpool. Kudus was signed for £38 million, so I suspect his release clause will be at least 50, but probably 60, 65, even maybe £70 million. Do you think he's worth that? Having 17 goals and 6 assists in all competitions, I think that's a very good number for a 23-year-old player, and he definitely passes the eye test because he scored an absolutely brilliant goal, for example, for Ajax at Anfield during the Champions League campaign where Liverpool met Ajax in the Champions League. And for Ajax he scored 27 goals in 87 games in all competitions. He's a very versatile player. As I said, he can play in any attacking position basically. But Kudus' contract runs until 2028 with an option for a further year. So the only way that Liverpool could get him is to pay his full release clause, because West Ham definitely wouldn't want to lose him. Jose Enrique believes Kudus would be a good enough replacement if we sell Salah. I think you can't sell Salah and bring in a player who will replicate his numbers. What you need to do, bring in a player, spread the goals across the front line. I think Darwin Núñez just needs to be more calm and more composed in front of goals. So maybe a psychologist or some kind of person who unlocks Darwin Núñez's mental attributes and mental calmness in front of goal. That's what he's missing, because his technique is great. He can score all types of goals. He chips the goalkeeper sometimes, but he gets too nervous in front of goal. When the pressure is on, Darwin Núñez folds under pressure. It doesn't deliver. And he's still a younger guy, but he's now 25 years old. So Darwin Núñez should be entering his prime right now. Hopefully Liverpool can unlock that. But also we need players who can score goals when Núñez or Salah are off form. When both of them are off form and Jota is injured, that's when Liverpool had this problem that, Gakpo is not a regular goal scorer. Luis Diaz is not a regular goal scorer, at least not like Mo Salah is. So Jose Enrique says Mohamed Kudus is someone that I think could be a replacement for Mo Salah. Even last summer I would have said that, and now of course he's playing really well for West Ham. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy to call Mohamed Kudus a Salah replacement even last summer when he was only playing for Ajax, as good as he was playing for Ajax. I rate Mohamed Kudus highly. I'm not sure if he is the guy to replace Mo Salah. It all depends on the price and what kind of overall transfer strategy Liverpool have in place. What is very important is Mohamed Kudus' work rate is absolutely immense, and Arne Slot will want all of his attackers to work really hard, to run hard for 90 minutes, 95 minutes, to high press the opposition. And he is also a great shooter. He has great ball striking technique. And Liverpool are already thinking about what to do with Mo Salah and how to replace him long term. It's just a question of projecting when and planning how to replace Mo Salah long term. It is a general truth about any top player who enters 32 years old. And you have to do it earlier than the rest of the football world realized it, that Salah is really going downhill. Liverpool sold Mane and Firmino at the perfect time, and even Fabinho and Henderson at the perfect time. I mean, even Real Madrid sold Cristiano Ronaldo around this age when he was 32 years old, even though Ronaldo scored 44 goals in 44 games, 15 goals in 13 Champions League games. A lot of people called Real Madrid absolutely crazy to sell Ronaldo, but they were proven right, because Ronaldo's open play goals went from 120 minutes per goal to 270 minutes per goal. And Liverpool will know, because they are very heavily involved with data and analysis, and the numbers will show whether Salah is in a decline and what kind of trend his underlying metrics show. But I think it's definitely on a downward trend, and this is why there will be a plan at Liverpool long term to replace Mo Salah, and maybe sooner than people will like, as people look at his goals and they see Salah as still a peak player. And yes, in his first half of the season he was brilliant, but since the Africa Cup of Nations and since he got injured, his numbers have been nowhere near. I mean, his goal scoring ratio went from like 18 to 90%, 19% conversion rate to 6%. Which is really a big drop off and a big difference. The biggest dilemma for Liverpool is, if we offer Salah a new contract, what kind of wages do we offer him? Because a player on decline, you can't offer him the same wages, and Salah is still thinking he is at the peak of his powers, so he would want Liverpool to match his current wages, or maybe even to offer him a wage extension. The biggest problem might be with Mo Salah is that a lot of his goals, most of his goals you could argue, was down to his pace and dribbling ability. How often does he turn a nothing ball that is passed to Salah outside of the box into a goal by going past people, creating a yard of space, by feinting one way and then accelerating away in the other way and getting a shot off. Those explosive actions, that burst of pace, that's what declines first with age. But we are already seeing that impact in Salah's dribbling. Salah's dribbling success rate went down in the last 3 years, and his dribbling volume already declining. I mean, I showed Kudus has 3.5 dribbles per 90 minutes, Salah just 0.9, which is like a lot less. And also, if Salah starts picking up these muscle injuries, now that he's over 31, 32 years old, that might show a trend, and that's worrying for Liverpool. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a whole picture of what Liverpool are thinking about, whether to replace Mo Salah or not, and what kind of players we should target. I think Mohamed Kudus would be a great signing. It just needs to be at the right price. I don't think he's worth 75-80 million, but Liverpool will trust their data analytics department and pick out the right players. I think Michael Edwards being back at Liverpool makes me a lot less nervous of what kind of transfers we will make after Jurgen Klopp leaves Liverpool. And that's it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.